Welcome to the City of Bakersfield Planning Commission meeting. This television broadcast is brought to you by the local cable companies, the County of Kern, and the City of Bakersfield. You can watch the rebroadcast of this meeting Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 10 a.m. The agenda for this meeting can be downloaded at www.bakersfieldcity.us. Presiding over this evening's meeting, Chair Zach Bashir-Tosh.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to call to order the September 21st, 2023 Planning Commission meeting. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Chair Bashir-Tosh.
Here.
Vice Chair Cater.
Here.
Commissioner Biddle. Commissioner Kaur.
Here.
Commissioner Coman.
Here.
Commissioner Neal. Agenda item 2, Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute, pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for attending tonight's Planning Commission meeting. This commission provides an opportunity for public participation in the development process throughout the city of Bakersfield. The Planning Commission considers a wide variety of projects, including subdivision maps, zone changes, general plan amendments, and more. When applications are received, the City Planning Division analyzes the request. Planning staff will present the facts about the project along with their recommendation to the Planning Commission, who will approve the item or make a recommendation as appropriate. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 3A, Public Statements.
Does anyone in the audience wish to address the commission regarding items listed on tonight's agenda? If you are here for consent public hearing items 5A through 5B, now is not the time to speak. You will be given an opportunity to speak at a later time. Seeing none, does anyone in the audience wish to address the commission regarding items not listed on tonight's agenda? Sorry, I've already done that. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 4, Consent Calendar Items.
All matters listed under the consent items do not require a public hearing and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of said items unless staff or commissioner requests specific items be discussed and or moved for separate action. May I get a motion approving the consent items?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent items 4A.
Commissioner Coman.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Kaur. Please cast your votes.
Motion passes with Commissioner Biddle and Commissioner Neal absent.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 5, Consent Public Hearings.
Now is the time for consent public hearing items. If the item is not removed by a commissioner, staff, or member of the public, the commission will vote on all items in one motion without further comment. If an item is removed, it will be placed at the end of the non-consent public hearing items. At this time, I will open all of the consent public hearing items. I would note that we received a late comment later today on item 5A and 3 staff memos on item 5B, all of which are part of the record.
And Commissioner Neal just showed up. It's 5:33 p.m.
5:33, Commissioner Neal. Thank you. Does any member of the public wish to remove a consent public hearing item? What was your name, sir?
My name is Josh Taylor.
Any commissioner or staff wish to remove a consent public hearing item? No? All right, we are going to move 5A to the non-consent public hearing. At this time, can I have a motion approving 5B?
I'll make a motion.
Vice Chair Cater. May I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Neal. Please cast your votes.
Motion 5B passes with Commissioner Biddle absent.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 6, non-consent public hearing items.
Thank you. Now is the time for non-consent public hearing items. Before we begin, I want to explain how the hearing will be conducted. Staff will first give a report, then those in favor of the project will be allowed to speak. Those in opposition to the project will be able to speak after all of those in favor have spoken. Each side will be given a 5 minutes of time for rebuttal comments. Individual speakers may ask questions during their statements, but please remember that questions will not be answered until the public hearing on that item is closed. Written comments may be given to the clerk, who will provide copies to the commission. Please be respectful of others participating in the hearing by not repeating the remarks of previous speakers and presenting any new comments or thoughts in a concise and clear way. Mr. Johnson, would you please provide us with your staff report?
Yes, I'd like to ask one of our associate planners to present this project, Noelle Topete.
Good evening. My name is Noelle Topete, an associate planner with the Development Services Department. I am here to present agenda item 5A, vesting tentative parcel map 12498. Vesting tentative parcel map 12498 is located in the southwest corner of East Bell Terrace and Mount Vernon Avenue in southeast Bakersfield. The applicant is requesting a parcel map to subdivide 141.46 gross acres into 4 industrial parcels and 1 designated remainder in M2 General Manufacturing Zone. Parcel sizes range from 2.22 acres to 58.67 acres and are proposed to be developed for purposes of warehousing and distribution. Staff received written correspondence this afternoon from one interested party in response to the public hearing notice. The letter was provided to your commission. Staff recommends approval. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The public hearing is now open. Is there anyone who wishes to speak in favor of the project? Please step to the microphone and identify yourself and then proceed. Seeing none, is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition to the project? Please step to the microphone, identify yourself, and then proceed.
Good evening, commissioners and staff. My name is Josh Taylor. I'm speaking on agenda item 5A, vesting tentative tract parcel map 12498. I am speaking on behalf of the carpenters you see behind me today, the Southwest Mountain States Regional Council of Carpenters. I have lived in Bakersfield my whole life. I live and work and recreate in the vicinity of this project, and I do believe that myself and these carpenters will be impacted by the environmental impacts of this project. So we believe that the city should require projects like this, and this project in particular, to be built with contractors that will hire locally, pay prevailing wage, utilize apprentices from state-certified apprenticeship training programs. Workforce development, workforce requirements help to reduce construction-related environmental impacts while benefiting the local economy and workforce development. In a 2020 report titled Putting California on a High Road, a Jobs and Climate Action Plan for 2030, the California Workforce Development Board concluded that investments in growing, diversifying, and upskilling California's workforce can positively affect returns on climate mitigation efforts. South Coast Air Quality Management District recently found that local hire requirements can result in air pollutant reductions. And recently, the state of California reiterated its commitment towards encouraging workforce development and housing affordability through the Affordability Housing and High Roads Job Act, otherwise known as Assembly Bill 2011, which requires projects pay workers a prevailing wage and hire from state-certified apprenticeship programs for projects meeting certain siting, affordability, and development standards. These are important issues to community members and to the area standards. So at this time, all that I'm asking this commission to do on this item is to continue this item until such a time that these concerns can be appropriately addressed by the commission and the developer. Thank you.
Is there anyone else that wishes to speak in opposition to this project? Seeing none, does any commissioner have any questions for the public on this item? Remember, this is not a time to express any opinions on the matter. It is only a time to ask questions. Seeing none, do we need to have rebuttal since no one was here speaking in favor?
I mean, I don't see the
See
need.
the point?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to, okay, you want to rebut now? Okay.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm Rob Mitchell. I'm the developer, Greenlaw Partners. And thanks for your time this evening to have my project in front of you. Looking forward to doing some building in Bakersfield. And I feel the Carpenters, which is, thanks for
I'm sorry,
coming
excuse
in
me.
opposition.
Sorry, the timer.
Oh, the time. But I feel this could have been probably avoided for them to come up in opposition of the project. We build all of our projects union. I use the Carpenters on every project. We have agreements with the Carpenters. Earlier today, when I found out that the letter was sent out, I called the representative for the Carpenters. I talked to Ryan and John Tafoya, the guy down locally with us, and let them know that we're moving forward. We'll do an agreement, an MOU with the Carpenters. I've signed multiple agreements with the Carpenters all the way from the Central Valley all the way to down south where we do our projects. And if I would have known that we would have got this letter at 12 o'clock today, we probably could have avoided this and had an agreement signed. But when I talked to the local guy at noon, I was driving up here this afternoon, said we'd be happy to move forward with the agreement that we already have in place with the MOU. I said I can't review it and sign it in the car for 3 hours that it took me to drive up here, but happy tomorrow when we get back. I have a template that we've already agreed to get it signed and in place. It's not an issue. I mean, we build our projects union. We love employing these guys. They've been fantastic to work with. I mean, most of all the representatives from the Carpenters Union can vouch for me, myself, my word, and for Greenlaw as being a company and a developer that builds union. I mean, there wouldn't be any issues. I didn't think there was going to be issues. If I knew the letter was going to come in, we would have reached out. They didn't reach out to me personally. We don't have a project yet that we have a tenant in tow to be able to do a building for, but we have all intent. We're going to be building union, and we're going to move forward and bring a lot of jobs to the city of Bakersfield. If for whatever reason these guys think that I'm not telling the truth, they can appeal the project in the next 30 days to be able to have it go to city council, but I will they want an agreement signed, I'll get the agreement signed, but we need to move forward to get the project, to get the lot line approved tonight, so I can go out to the market and try to bring in tenants and a business that's going to come to Bakersfield, have me build a building, provide jobs. I mean, there should be a non-issue here tonight to get the approval. So I'm going to have an agreement with them, and we're going to move forward and make this all everybody happy.
Thank you. Opposition, well, actually, if there's anyone that wants to speak in favor, there's still 2 minutes and 55 seconds left. Seeing none, does the opposition want to speak? You got 5 minutes. Can I get the timer reset, please?
Thank you for the opportunity to speak again. It's interesting to hear from the developer and the comments made about working with Carpenters in other areas. I'm not from other areas. I'm from here, and I'm worried about the projects that are coming down the pipeline and the communities around that area, which are just so disadvantaged, having access to jobs with, through apprenticeship and getting good paying jobs, wages, and benefits. But the question I have, or a few questions and statements I have, if the developer is going to profit from this development, what are they going to do to invest in the community they're going to profit from? This commission makes recommendations based on conformity of area standards. So how about holding developers accountable to area standards that are so often overlooked in disadvantaged areas, specifically labor standards? The developer claims that they want to work with the Carpenters, and we want to work with developers as well. But we don't, this is in construction and contracts and everything like that, the construction industry, the word is not enough to make sure that there's going to be a job at the end of that. We've been promised a lot of things. People in the community have been promised a lot of things and not necessarily delivered. We're just asking for time to work with the developer. The developer sounds like they want to try to work with us, so we're only asking for time by way of just please continuing this to another meeting so that we can go with what the developer's suggesting, which is to work with us and have a conversation. I'm all on board with that. We just need some time to do that before this thing is recommended for approval, please, and thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone, you have 3 minutes and 33 seconds left, wish to also speak during the rebuttal period of opposition?
Can I speak again?
We can't. Yeah, it's closed, sorry. But after we close this, there will be time for us
Chair
to...
Bastratash, just
Yeah.
one comment. At this point in time is when the commission decides if you want to continue this. Because once you close it, it can't come back. It would have to be renoticed. So you have to make a decision right now if you want to close it and get comments and make a decision, or if you want to continue it. And it would have to be a 2-week continuance.
I'd like to make a motion to continue the commission's decision on this matter for the next meeting.
I'll second that.
We're going to cast our votes. There we go.
Motion passes with Commissioner Biddle absent.
If we could just pause for one moment, we're going to look up some legality issues.
Yeah, the vote passed. It did.
So then we're going to move on to communications, right? Yeah, Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 7, communications.
Hold on a second. It's continued. It's continued. No. No. Go ahead. You guys are good.
So on communications, just for the record, this will be brought back in 2 weeks, October 5th. We will reconsider this project along with an appeal project. So we would be looking for a quorum. If you're unavailable October 5th, if you let me know in advance, I would appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 8, commission's comments.
Does any commissioner have any comments?
Just to be clear, we cannot comment on the matter continued.
That's right. You can make your comments at that time when it comes back in 2 weeks.
Well, you know, I want to jump in here because we didn't have any discussion about it. We were right to a motion. And I don't know what the process here, but we should have had a chance to talk about it.
You didn't. You would have had a chance if you could close the hearing.
Yeah, it was continued. We can't. Because we'll have time to talk about it in 2 weeks.
Okay. I have significant issues with that, the whole deal. So, you know, we didn't have an opportunity to talk about it. You know, it's like how much more time they want. They had, you know, the notice time, and they delivered a notice at 12 o'clock today.
Yeah, that's it.
So, you know.
That's why we're continuing.
And we didn't have an opportunity to even discuss that. So I don't understand how we can make a motion to do anything with it without some discussion.
we'll have the opportunity to
Yes.
discuss it in the next meeting.
At the next meeting.
We didn't have an opportunity to have that. How can we, I don't understand how we can continue something without talking about it.
You only had the opportunity to ask questions, and nobody asked questions. You had the opportunity.
I don't believe we did.
You did. Well, we can talk about this after the meeting.
Does any other commissioner have any comments? Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Agenda item 9, adjournment.
This meeting is adjourned at 5:50 on September 21st, 2023.